Hey team, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through turning utilizing Python. So I already opened a new project. I set up everything the way I like it, importing libraries, defining functions, calling functions, and exiting the program. So as we always do, we're going to reference the knowledge base. I'm going to specifically be talking about the motor pairs and more specifically the moveTank function. Now I like moveTank because using one function, just by changing the parameters, I can do both, moving forward or back, or I can utilize the turning part as well. So one function can do all of your movement. Right, so for our parameters for that, we have the amount, meaning like the numerical value, the unit that we're using, which in our case is going to be rotations, and we can also kind of have more control over the left motor and the right motor speed-wise. So if we're traveling forward, we're going to want the motors to travel at the same speed. But if we're going to be turning, we're going to want our motors to be, moving at different speeds. And what you set them to depends on what kind of turn you're going to do, which I will go over. All right. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to set my movement motors. Right. So I'm going to call it motor underscore pair. And I'm going to have that for motor pair. And then parenthesis, I'm going to do apostrophe, and I'm going to use C. Then I have to go over, make sure I'm not in the same apostrophe, comma. Then another one, another apostrophe, and then D. Right, so my motor pair is going to be C and D. Those are my movement motors. And then I'm going to set my default speed as well. That's for any time I'm moving forward. So motor underscore pair dot set dot underscore default underscore speed. I'm going to set that for 50. That's the default speed. And then now is here where I can start calling my functions. Now if you just want to turn in place and do a point turn, right, where one wheel is going to move forward and the other wheel is going to move backward. The way we do that, I always usually set my wait for 1 second. So wait 4 seconds, 1. And then now after I wait, so I always set my movement motor, set my speed, wait, and now I can do whatever action I want it to do. So if I'm just trying to do a perfect point turn where I'm turning to the left, so I'm going to go motor underscore pair dot move underscore tank. And here's where, it gets a little tricky. So you have to go back and look at your parameters, the amount, right? So roughly, if you're doing a perfect 90-degree turn, it's usually about half a rotation, so 0.5. Then I'm going to go my comma, and I have to put in my unit, right, because I have my amount. Now I need my unit. So apostrophe rotations, over, and then comma. And then now is where I have to adjust my left and right speeds. Now, if you look at the parameters, if you go to left and right speed, if we don't include the speeds, right? So if we don't have a spot, if I stopped right here, I would just move forward for half a rotation at 50 speed. So if I want to change the speeds, or if I want to do turning, I have to make sure I add them. So I will have the left one go negative 50, comma, positive 1, positive 50, or the right one positive 50. So in this part over here, this would be a 90-degree left turn. And then I always do motor underscore pair dot stop. Kind of like when we always stop and wait in between. So I would tell it to put in a hard stop, and then again I would do a wait for seconds, and then wait 1 second. So I'm waiting, doing a perfect 90-degree left point turn, and I even tell it that's a point turn, stop, and then wait again. Right? And if I wanted to do a perfect right turn, so what I can do is I can actually select what I want, Control C, I'm going to skip a space so we can see, Control V, paste my code in, so it's a really easy way of copying and pasting your code. If I want to do a point turn to the right, 90 degrees, I would make my left wheel positive and my right wheel negative. So that is again going to do a point turn perfect to the right. And again, so that would be a point turn. Now, if we wanted to do a drag turn, it's extremely easy to change, still utilizing the move tank. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the second one. Right? If I want to still keep up with my 90, maybe not 9 degree, but if I still wanted to do my left turn, but I wanted to make it a drag turn, what I can do is if I'm trying to turn to the left, your right wheel needs to go faster than the left wheel. So I certainly could keep my left wheel at 0 and the right wheel 50. And I might have to change, my rotations a little bit. So as of right now, the left wheel won't move at all, and the right wheel will be doing all of the work. So you're really going to pretty much be turning in place again, just kind of changing your directions a little bit. But if you wanted to move forward as well, well, then your left turn would have to be positive, just slower than your right motor. So right now, it's a left turn that's going to be a drag turn, and you're going to end up moving forward a little bit as you turn. But if I copy this and paste this here, and I make my left wheel 50 and my right wheel, 0 or 20, as long as it's less than the left wheel, well, then I'm going to be doing a right drag turn. And same exact thing, right? So it will wait 1 second, do a left drag turn, stop and wait, and it waits again, which is kind of redundant, so you can take that out if you wanted to. And then here you're going to be doing a right drag turn, stop and wait, and then exit your program. All right, so for turning, you use the move tank function. Use your amount, your unit, and then you can adjust your speeds depending on what type of turn, and then if you want to turn at all. All right, sorry it was a little long, but I hope that helps. Good luck.